hope you are well. Welcome back to another video on the channel. We're still plugging away, doing a bit of car prep. It is Saturday night, 8:30 at night. I've been at work since about 4:30 this morning, so it has been a long day. But we're cracking on. I've just, I haven't filmed what I've just done, but I'll show you what I've just done. I really need to get motivating. So the girl has been this morning and bought some hardware that we couldn't have to put the navvy footrest in. And what else have we done? Put the handheld extinguisher in. I'll show you that in a minute. So we didn't have the hardware for that. I'm still waiting on the seat rails. I've ordered them. They're on the way for the navvy seat. And also need to, well, the cable has arrived for the battery relocation. So that's at home, so I need to bring that. But yeah, we seem to be, we have a list here. I'll show you the list. So that is the final to-do list. So on there is stuff like navigator seat mounts to fit. Obviously, it can't fit me and gone. Battery cable, that's on its way. Wire the centre console, so that just needs going through, either replugging everything back in or making slightly new little cables for there. Steering wheel and boss, literally like half an hour job. Harnesses, I'm gonna, well, I've got the driver's seat in with 2 bolts located. I'm gonna put the other 2 bolts in before I put everything in. I'm gonna get the harnesses, because it's a bit easier while the seat's movable to get the harnesses in underneath and clip them to everything. Copper washers on the pedal box. The girl's been to Masterpart today. She's been and bought 2 different sizes of copper washers. These in the past have been a bit of a bane in my life. Some of them have leaked and I've maybe not had decent banjo bolts on there or whatever, but anyway, we've got new ones. So they're to go in. We've got a helmet net to rehang. Again, that is a straightforward thing. Rear arm bushes and the rear struts are those to weld in to the rear arms. So that is sort of like the biggest job. Top wishbones on the front. Again, I've got these things from Tegua, these ball joints and stuff like that to fit to those. So they're the kind of hand in hand with the rear arm bushings. I've got the tank guard to go back on to my left. The new hardware hanging down, ready for that to go. Bleed the brakes, bleed the clutch. Can't do that until I've got these copper washers. Can you see the theme here? Cut the sill stands, so I've got them to weld. The sill stands when they went in. So you'd put a sill stand in there. Sorry, move the camera down a little bit better. So the sill stand went in there, but then it's actually got like a triangle that come up and just touches the bodywork there and on the back as well. So I'll alter them, just cut the top off them and probably put a flat plate or something. But while I've got the welder out doing the rear arms, I'll do all that at the same time. Lamp pod steadies. So this is a massive pet hate of mine. These things. I did get these. These were quite good. They're a brass fitment. Because of the angle of the dangle that they go on, they don't really clip on right well. And when they do, they seem to bend and they don't do their own thing. I know some of you are probably laughing, but I've actually had a bit better luck with these little plastic ones. So I've ordered these again, got these somewhere in a box down here. This time I'm going to put a little bit of heat shrink just on here, just to stop the bolts moving or whatnot, and they look a bit better, nice and tidy. So I've got new ones of them, and I'll probably keep these ones, but then I'll probably swap them ones which are a little bit rusty in there. So I've got them to do. Paint the, I've got the mirrors there to go on, got them at home. I've got a pulse cord sticker. So, yeah, I mean, this job list is not going to take too long to do, I think. So I've got the emergency extinguisher there. There's another one to go there, which is a triangle, and that is the electric pull cord. So you've got to have both of those at the bottom of the scroll panel. What else have we got? Front corner lights to swap. Like I said, got some new ones. These aren't looking so new anymore. They're all black inside. I had water leaking in them. I've got 2 new ones down there in the box. Should be quite a straightforward thing. All the wiring's there for it. Click some new ones on. Job's a good one. Number plates. 2 number plates, I've got them. And an alignment. So I've always aligned my own car in the past with 2 bits of cotton, long bits of cotton down the side of the car, measure it off each hub, make sure it's perfect on the verniers and stuff like that. So I will, if I've got time, I'll do it. If I haven't, I'll just go to a tyre service place, 35 quid, get an alignment on the whole thing. Because I've had them rear arms off and everything, so the back wheels are probably facing different ways. So I need to mount the new wet tyres when they come, so I have bought some new tyres. I haven't heard anything, and they haven't been shipped yet. I'm hoping I bought them, and they're not going to say, oh, we haven't got them, we're going to refund you. Because there's some Michelin ones, and they're quite nice. So hopefully they're on the way. Need to check the radiator support, because the radiator is sitting a little bit higher than it should be from factory. Reason for this, Greystoke 2009. I got a bit giddy on a hairpin, and we just nudged the bank. I flicked it in a bit too soon, just being a dickhead. And yeah, nudged the bank. I was going to boot it and power it around, but it was just a bit too soon. If I did that, it probably would have rolled. So yeah, we nudged the bank, backed up, carried on, but it did push the radiator support back a little bit. And then the radiator, there's 2 little sort of round cup things that the rubber mount sits in. Push the radiator up very slightly. So we're just going to have to make sure it's not touching anything, and the fan's nice and happy. So self-inflicted, totally. There's a hole in the firewall where the old fire extinguisher used to come through. I need to fill that up, either with a big washer or something. Touch up the firewall with a bit of paint, because it had some brake fluid and stuff spilt and stuff in there, so I'll paint that white at the same time. Obviously not the whole firewall, I'll just touch it up. That's just me being a bit panicky. And a new throttle cable. 2 minutes of a job. So, all in, probably be able to get most of that done in sort of like a day. Maybe not including the welding, but yeah. We are now, I don't even know what day we're on. So we're about a week, 2 weeks yesterday is when the rally's on. So, you know, if we can get it all taxed and insured and MOT'd, we'll be out on the road, we'll be doing some testing and whatnot, just make sure everything's, you know, shake it all down, and if we have time, we might start replacing some like stickers and might give it a wash, because it's absolutely filthy. But yeah, I was just having a bit of a go yesterday, actually. So there is a little bit of overspray on it from the when I painted inside the car, and then just with a little bit of machine polishing, comes up all right. In other words, like, I don't know if you can see on camera very well, but so there is a bit of a difference there. But anyway, right, I'll crack on with this list. Next thing we're going to do now is stick these new copper washers on. I'm going to get a head rush because you're leaning over the cage, aren't you, to get to them banjo bolts, but we'll give it a go. So we'll crack on. So I'll just give you a quick tour of what I've just been on with. So we have the handheld bottle fixed in. We've got these in as well. Hopefully these don't make too much noise as that around. And we've got this fixed in as well. So, and then this up here, I've drilled a hole for the horn. Obviously, foot each side. You don't want to put it over one side. Put it in the top. Thought the most logic place to put it. So these 2 cables, these purple ones, go to that. I will do that once we get to this middle section here. Like I say, we're still waiting for the seat rails to arrive. So I've ordered the same seat rails as this side, so now they both match, because they are twice as thick in metal than the other ones that I had. I don't even know where those other ones came from. I think they might have belonged to somebody that might have said, oh yeah, I have these, and I might have had them in a pinch or something like that, but they weren't so strong, and so I'm a lot happier with those. So they're on the way. They're about 70 quid from Demon Tweaks, but well, in my sort of logic, I don't think seat rails can be thick enough. So certainly don't want anything failing when you've got seat rails, in the line of seat rails anyway, because you don't want to be rattling about the car, do you? So right, I'll now stand on my head and try and get these banjo bolts in, and after that we're going to be onto harnesses on my side and get this seat finally fixed in. So exciting stuff, proper nice finishing off jobs. So I might take the seat out completely actually and wrap these harnesses around the cage properly and do all the necessary things. But yeah, she's coming together. It's nice to be talking about seats, isn't it? Okay, so banjo bolts in and all the copper washers. So I'll spin the camera around and show you. So we've got all them nicely tied in back there. Get through there. So they're all in. This cable here is the brake light switch, so that to sort out when we're in here doing some sort of wiring, but got everything nice and neat in there anyway, so it's all nice and tight. I will though, and I have learnt from the past, that I will be putting this cloth underneath those things in case when we do bleed them up it'll start might start weeping. But just put the 2 bolts in the back of my seat here. These are loose at the minute, and then I'm just going to show you the harnesses that are about to go in. So these are a bit of a custom sort of order. They are a TRS Magnum, and the colour, get in, look at that for a match, bakery blue. Happy days. So I think it looks quite nice against the old grey in there. Oh, look at that, scratched my cage already. Not too bothered because there's a carbon fibre film to go on there. But yeah, going to be nice and bright, aren't they? So pretty chuffed with them. Same belts as what I had before, but just new and in date and nice new colour. And there we go, just like that, she's in. So there's not a right lot of room at the top against roll cage padding, but we've got the seat back as far as it'll go. Happy days. They look nice, don't they? You know, they're not too far off. This is, in case anybody's wondering, Miami Blue from TRS. That's the actual colour for it. They were a special order. And yeah, I have to wait a few weeks to get them, but definitely worth it. Especially when they're going to be stopping in there for a few years. But seats kind of in. I just need to go with a flathead spanner and do those. But I'm not going to do it yet, just till I've, you know, really got all this measured up. But I think that looks nice. I'm pretty chuffed with that. She's coming together. But for tonight, I think we're going to call it. It is now 11:15 at night, Saturday night, and I've got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So from this episode, Steve is
back from the Isle of Man.
Back from the Isle of Man. You have a good trip?
Here I am, John McGuinness. Yeah, it was good. Friday was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Obviously, the weather did take a turn for the worse, so we saw absolutely nothing. But we did have a ride round. We went to Victory Caffrey, saw some sort of local lads hooning around the island.
Yeah.
Went to the Craig, as you'll have seen.
You did see some practice though?
Yeah, we did. My dad and Kaz's dad saw nothing. But
okay.
And then more importantly, I got the picture of my van going around the island.
Oh, there we go. I'll stick that on. If Steve sends me it, I'll stick it on for you to have a look.
Yeah, like a proper tourist.
Yeah, but for tonight, we're going to call it, and we will be back tomorrow.
See you later.
Now then, everybody, the next day, we're back in the garage. Had a very long day today, so I'm losing my voice. So I've got a few things just starred on the old list for tonight. That'll be steering wheel in the boss, lamp pod steadies, front corner lights, stick on the number plates. There's a hole in the firewall to hung up. So quite an easy sort of night tonight because it has been a very busy day. So I'm just show you what I'm on with. Spin this camera out. So I've just got this helmet net back in there. I couldn't remember how the hell it went in before, but I think that's right. I think the back needs to tighten up a little bit, but I can do that at a later date. So nice and washed, went through the wash. It'll come up like a new one, hasn't it? So I'm quite impressed with that. But what else have we got? We have this little badger. That's a new snap-on steering wheel, quick release doodah. And then Motorsport Tools Finest, Motamec. We've got a nice new steering wheel to go on because the other one is down there and it's a bit wangy, a bit waffy. So we're going with this, which is a Motamec. Nice and thick here as well, because my hands are massive, so it feels a lot nicer. It's really wide, which is cool. So happy with that. What else did I say I was just doing? I've got these corner lights. So these are the new ones. Talked about it just before. So there's the old ones, and they're the new ones. Slightly bigger and more LEDs in them. So yeah, very similar mounting point like it was. Just got these little things that the captive nut sliding around in there. That just goes on there somehow, and that bolt, that hole there goes into the bumper. Big washer, job's a good one. So I'll point them in the right direction when we come to that. So they're to go on. And then there's these as well, which are the lamp pod steadies. So at a guess, these mounting positions of these should be the same length each side, but they're not. So I don't know how they're different, but these are the new ones. So I'm basically just going to replicate, you know. So these old ones here, I'm just going to replicate. You trim these down, screw that back on, and then the same size, and then they just click back on here. What else did I just say then? Number plates. There's a number plate there. Steve's got some sticky tie, double-sided tape for me. And then, yeah, firewall hole. So I've got a little bit of an idea with that, but it's really hard to get to because now I've fixed in all these Navi footrest and all the rest of it. It's a nightmare to get to firewall on this side. So we're going to have to get creative. So next up is steering wheel and boss. So this is the style of snap-off wheel I've had before. I'm not a fan at all. So you can see I drilled a little, just a little marker in there, which marries up with that marker there. So you put that, well, when I can bloody do it. Get on the, this is exactly why I'm swapping it. There we go. So marker on the marker. It has got a flat in there, but it's just a bit of a tricky one to do when you're in a rush. So as you can see, I don't wear gloves, so this is why this has been a bit shiny now. So this wade's gone on it. So this is why I'm swapping it. That absolutely drives me insane. It's actually quite bad. So if I hold the camera still, that is a proper unnerving feeling. And the play is this centre bit. So you can see the black bit staying still, and the gold bit is just a cheap brass fitting. Horrible. Anyway, so that's why you're going. So I'm going to whip these off here, get that new one on, and then hopefully try and keep the wheels in a straight line. I think it should be right because I'm not taking it off the splines. I'm not taking anything off the spline. So this is a spacer. So, and I'm not got as deep a dish wheel this time. I've gone for like a sort of like a medium sort of dish one instead of a. Can you see? It's a bit shallower. So obviously that's quite a bit more. So I think by the time I get whichever round that's supposed to go on, that on there, it'll be roughly the same. So which will be nice, but it'll just be with a new jobby on that's got no play in it because it's bearings, which is quite nice. So I'll just try and do this one-handed. I don't think I can. Oh, ye of little faith. So this is a different system that this one uses. So as you can see in there, it's got indents in that, quite a lot of indents. And the roller bearings in there, which when you click that on, so it doesn't really, you don't have to get your wheel sort of in line. So that's on the, it's really down to do with one hand. So then you just rotate your wheel where it needs to be, and then once it gets to the right place, I'm really struggling with one hand, bear with me. When it does get to the right place, it should lock in. Anyway, take my word for it, it does. It goes click, and then it's super tight. So, happy days. Let's get this one on. So here we have it. the first try. I have not even clicked it on yet, but she's on. So this little thing here has a little safety pin, so the wheel can't come off when it's engaged. So let's just, you'll have to bear with me because I haven't a clue how to use this yet, but I'm guessing, oh, well that was difficult, wasn't it? So you push that little safety pin down there. Not easy to do with one hand. Bear with me. And there we go. So then basically when it's off, that actually stays coupled back. So then when you want to come put it on, so it doesn't matter if you put it on a bit of a jaunty angle, all I think you do is spin, there you go, till it gets to the right place. Look at that. No play. Oh, gotta love it. So let's just hold the camera still. Miles better. Me bending the actual wheel, there's no play in that. Mega. Job is a good one. Oh, it's going to feel like a new car. Well, pretty much everything's bloody new anyway. Bit annoyed about this. I can't get the Motamec emblem thing to stay in there. I'm not a fan of this all on display, so I'll have to think of something for that. And I'm missing this band at the top. I'm going to have to make one. Call me old school, but I really like it. Got it marks up easy. Don't put it on the dust handy. Anyway, wheel on. Job's a good one. Nice. Steering wheel and boss. Happy days. So that's one down. Lamp pod steadies. Let's make them. There we go. Got a bit of heat shrink on there. I will probably end up replacing them with these shiny new ones. But for now, she works. I won't clip it on because bonnet's up and down all the time, but next. Front corner lights. There we go. Just like that. New lights are on. So hopefully these will last a little bit longer. So another little thing we can tick off the list for tonight. So front corner lights gone. Number plates and the firewall hole. Number plates I'm not going to bother tonight because that is literally a 2-second job with some double-sided tape that he's got.
Get him done.
Do you reckon? Buzz them off. Your bloody trolley jack will fucking crack that front one.
Yeah, true, that's the point, yeah.
So I'll just wait till last minute for that.
We'll do that when we wash it.
Right, so there's a hole to sort out. I think I've got a washer that's big enough. Let's try that. So here is said hole in the fireplace. In the firewall. So come up with this little contraption. That will go nicely. And cover. Happy days. Right. Oh yeah, until you drop it. Good on. And there she is. She's all in. Let's do a bit of zooming in. Happy days. So I'll put a little bit of paint on her. There's a few things in the engine bay that I want to touch up. There's some down here as well where it's had some, obviously some brake fluid spill at some point as well, but happy days. So that's going to be it for the tonight in the garage from me and Steve. We've got a few more things ticked off the list now, so it seems to be getting shorter and shorter anyway. What's next to do on the next bit? I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm just waiting for some seat rails to land. It's obviously bank holiday this weekend, so we're struggling a bit with stuff. But I've got the mains cable, so I can do that, I suppose. But it's quite hard to put harnesses and stuff in when you haven't got seat rails and all the rest of it. So we'll do all that at once, and then it's job done then, isn't it? So I just need to do like measurement for all the harnesses, whoever's sitting in there, so some adjustments and stuff to make. But we're getting there, aren't we?
We are definitely that big list.
Yeah, so it's getting to like sort of like last 10 days now, which is cutting it fine in the world of rallying for me anyway. But I'm not a fan of prepping the car the week before the rally. But self-employed, here we are. So yeah, so that's going to be it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click the subscribe button if you fancy watching some more, and click the bell icon, and you'll get updates and stuff like that. And if you do want some flapjack, it's thewildbakery.co.uk. That's for me and Steve in the garage tonight. Here's the advert.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.